Okay, how's it going, bros? I hope you're doing well. I just had to make a quick video on something because it kind of irked me a little bit. I saw this a couple days ago. It was a segment from a video that Alfie Deyes did where he interviewed the YouTube CEO, Susan Wojcicki, and talked to her about various things to do with YouTube. It was a all-round decent interview. Like, he asked some good questions, but there was one bit in the middle of it that I think he just went about it a bit wrong. So I just wanted to make a quick video about that, expressing my opinions on it. I was going to start this off by saying I know a lot of YouTubers really don't like Alfie Deyes for various reasons. Like, he did that thing where he lived off £1 a day. I mean, it wasn't in the best taste, but I don't think it was the biggest crime imaginable. And then he got clowned for that video where he said he's not a Tory, which is fair game, I think.
And I just want to 100% clear up right now that I'm not a Tory.
But my personal experience with him hasn't been bad. I've only met him briefly once, and that was back when I was living at the old flat that we got kicked out of for walking too loudly. I've told this story before, I think, but I used to live in a flat, I think this was like 6 months ago, and the downstairs neighbour to us, he would take notes of every single noise we made. Like, we could walk too loudly, we could close a cupboard too loudly. I think he noted us down coughing once, and that's the reason we got kicked out, just because he was irritating the landlords. I couldn't be asked to put up with it, so they just kicked us out. But anyway, I sidetracked a little bit there, but yeah, my experience with him hasn't been bad. I feel as though I've explained this as if like Alfie Deyes came round for pints with Big George Memulous, but that wasn't the case. He was coming round to film something with Alex, and I just said hi to him, and he seemed polite enough, I guess. But in this little segment of the interview, it really seems as though he's trying to like convince Susan into getting rid of commentary channels, which is quite a bad way. You'll see in these clips how badly he goes about this. Like, he's just chatting absolute waffle most of the time. So I'm sorry if this video is a bit like unstructured, but I literally have normally I have like bullet points going into videos, but I'm just going fully off the cuff with this one. So yeah, anyway, in these clips, they're addressing the new creator on creator harassment rules, which if implemented wrong could have really bad consequences for creators like myself and many others. But anyway, they're kind of discussing when that's going to be rolling out, like what it's going to mean. And yeah, let's just watch this.
We are in the process of defining exactly what that is.
Because I've been told like this side of the year kind of thing that it's going to be happening. There will be new harassment laws where videos of a creator bashing another creator will not be acceptable on the platform anymore. Because the people's like whole channels are just built now tearing each other down, and it benefits the person creating the video because they're earning a ton of money.
Well, I think there's a bit more to it than that. Like, commentary channels or like drama channels or whatever aren't just there to tear people down for no reason. Like, with commentary channels, it's normally one of two things when you're making a video on someone. Either one, it's just either the content's really bad or funny and you can poke jokes at it. A good example of that would be the That's Cringe series by Cody Co. And obviously that series in no way could be considered harassment, in my opinion at least. Or two, someone's done something wrong, which then I think videos are justified as long as all the facts are there and it's not just like baseless allegations that they're portraying as facts. Like, for example, my Ryan Franklin videos I made like a year and a bit ago. I guess you could consider them somewhat of like takedown videos, but if someone's playing up online and being a bit of an arse, really, there has to be people there to call them out on their bad behavior. So I think commentary and drama channels are an important part of the YouTube ecosystem, not just because a lot of them create really entertaining content that's funny, but also because they call out people on their bullshit.
Well,
And it just makes me think, what
the
platform do I want to be part of that is
right.
actively promoting a creator hating another creator,
right,
to benefit themselves, not because they hate even the creator.
Well, yeah, creating videos does benefit the creator with like money and views, but that's irrelevant if they're actually making good points against someone or even just addressing the situation. Like, how much money someone makes from calling out someone else on their bullshit is completely none of your business. Like, whether they earn £1 or £10,000, it doesn't really change the message. Also, you don't have to hate someone to call them out or even make a video clowning on them a little bit. And also, I'm not sure what he means when he says, I'm not sure what platform I want to be a part of. Like, okay, so you don't want to be part of a platform where people get called out on their BS or where big mean men make jokes about you. Like, we get it, Alfie, we get it. You don't like it when the big mean men on the internet call you or your friends out on their bullshit. But you really didn't have to basically run to every YouTuber's boss and cry about it. Like, I get that you don't like being criticized for your actions or even petty stuff you do. I get it sometimes too myself, but it's just the nature of the job, isn't it? You're in the public eye. You can't expect to get away with stuff without being called called out on it. Nobody likes being criticised, but it's just a part of life, really. Like, maybe YouTube's changed a bit. Maybe back in 2011, 2013, when you were in your prime, Alfie, calling people out was a myth. It didn't happen. Also, when he says he doesn't know what kind of platform he wants to be on when they're promoting videos like this, like, does he think YouTube should just silence people with opinions he personally perceives as negative? That's such an ignorant way to think.
I think we'll have a policy this year,
Yeah.
meaning 2019.
Because I think it's just such a clash of freedom of expression, but then freedom to belong. Like, I know so many people that have had so many negative videos made about them that they don't feel like they belong.
Obviously, it's not nice having videos made on you, and yeah, I get it. A lot of them might be unjustified and nitpicking, but at the end of the day, you're in the public eye. Once you go on YouTube, you open yourself up to that, and that's something you go in knowing. It's not like, I don't understand this. It's like it's caught you off guard. Like, you still have freedom to belong. No one's kicking you off the platform, and I know he doesn't mean it in that way. He means it in a sense of, I don't feel as though I'm welcome here, but everyone gets it. Obviously, some people get it more than others, but it's just what you sign yourself up for, really, isn't it?
And I'm like,
well, I've had this
that's not the
experience
goal of
too.
YouTube, but then the other person should have the freedom of
Sure.
expression.
Sure.
And I'd love for YouTube to say either, no, freedom of expression trumps it, you can say that about other creators, or as a platform we don't agree with that, freedom to belong is more important to us in these scenarios, you can't do that. But because there is no answer, people are literally like printing money at the moment, and YouTube is rewarding it.
He tries to come across in this little bit as though he just wants an answer. He doesn't care what one it is, but he just wants a definitive answer. But it's quite obvious he would much prefer one to the other. And in my opinion, he's just handled this whole thing really badly. Like, you don't like commentary channels. Fair enough. That's a fair opinion to have, Alfie. But going to everyone's boss and making points for them to be, like, removed or demonetized or whatever, it's just a little bit of a dick move, man.
Or just make him factually not even correct. Like, things that if a newspaper said it about somebody, they'd be sued within like 10 minutes. But because there is no laws around it, it's literally like the Wild West, plus you're just making money.
Well, Alfie, to your great surprise, there are laws around it. It's called the law. Also, I'm pretty sure videos can get taken down for slander, but I'm 99% sure I've seen it happen before. Also, I don't know why he's so dead set on this idea of people making money. It's like when an older relative or something is like, oh, what? You make money of just making YouTube videos? Yeah, Alfie, people make money off making comical videos, poking fun at other creators, and calling people out on their bullshit. I don't understand how that's bad. I don't understand how you think that is a negative thing. Like, not all creators want to be these fake, always happy personas online that live in these fairy light lit fantasy worlds. Some YouTubers prefer to be more real, prefer to talk about issues, prefer to make jokes. Stand-up and TV comedians are a thing. Film and TV critics are a thing. The news is a thing. So why can't people do the same thing just on YouTube and around YouTube culture? I don't know why he seems to have such an issue with it. Actually, I do. It's because he gets called out on his bullshit a lot. But what he's done here is, in my opinion, more toxic than what 99% of commentary channels do. The way he went about it was just really unprofessional and uncalled for. He could have just simply asked her, what do these rules mean? And asked a few questions on extension of that. But you could tell he was trying to push this narrative on her that, oh, commentary channel bad, criticising people for being naughty online bad, making jokes about others bad. Like, I get it. Like, I get it if what someone was saying was a lie, whether it be something completely fabricated or something that hasn't been fully proven yet, pushed as the truth. The fact is, the large majority of commentary channels don't do that, but I can kind of get where he's coming from to some degree, and I think as of recent, a lot of people have learned not to take things at face value as much. Like, the biggest one recently was the James Charles drama a few months back, where he was exposed for being an alleged predator, and I think it all, for the most part, turned out to be false in the end. I'm not quite sure. I know he got cleared of a lot of it, but even then, myself and most other people, when making videos on the topic, mentioned that what we're saying was allegations, and I think in a situation like that, that's obviously important. And I get why you may be against people talking about situations like that, since both sides weren't out, but that doesn't mean it shouldn't be allowed. I'm running to the CEO of YouTube basically hinting that it's a negative thing for these channels to be making a career for themselves. It's just a bad way to go about it. And falsifying things was only a little bit of what he mentions are. As I mentioned basically throughout this whole video, it seems as though he's talking about all commentary channels here, like the way he's describing it. But lastly, I hope these creator-on-creator harassment rules are put in place place fairly. I don't harm the YouTubers that are just out there trying to make people laugh, or the ones just trying to report on what's going on, or the ones even criticizing people, because that'll be just a really sad thing to see. But in the interview, Susan seemed to give like pretty good responses. Like, she'd say things along the lines of it's important to have freedom of speech on the site. So I'm quite hopeful these rules will be implemented fairly, but obviously there's a little bit in the back of my mind that's a bit worried. Like, will I be in trouble if I make a joke about another creator? Will I be in trouble if I just report on something that's going on? You know, it's just a little bit of a worry, this one. Yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it today. I hope you did enjoy today's video. Let's see if we can get this video to 80,000 likes. If we get 80,000 likes, Alfie Deyes might not take down my YouTube channel. Also, please don't send any hate over to Alfie Deyes. It's just not really needed. But yeah, anyway, guys, as I said, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to subscribe and smash that like button.